Hey, what's up everyone? It's Joe from Gadgetry Tech, and I just wanted to make a quick follow-up video to the Razer BlackShark V3 Pro review that I released recently. It's an amazing headset. I had a lot of good things to say about it, but as many people pointed out in the comments, and as I kind of briefly touched on in the video, the microphone was a step back. It didn't sound as good as this guy, which is the V2 Pro 2023 edition that came out a couple years ago. So I wanted to do a follow-up video. Now, this video isn't to sell you on the V3 Pro. It's not to say that everything is fully justified. I think there's going to be a firmware update that is going to address this, but in the meantime, Razer Synapse has offered the ability to do custom EQ and do various microphone changes to improve your mic quality, and it's really important to understand how much we can get out of the V3 Pro, both in terms of software, maybe a hardware mod, etc. So now I'm going to switch over to the new one. So now I'm talking on the Razer BlackShark V3 Pro mic, and you can clearly hear a difference. It doesn't sound as clear, it sounds a little bit muffled and kind of bass thick, and it's for a few reasons. One is the EQ settings, which we can change in Synapse. The other is the physical change. This is a different mic capsule, so it's voiced differently, and it has this big foam sock on the end. This foam sock is designed to help with plosives, so if you're a heavy mouth breather, you have a strong P, or you just have the mic really close to your mouth, this is going to do a better job at combating some of those air movements that would hit the capsule normally. However, if you remove it, you can actually hear that right off the bat, it sounds a little bit more clear. This is a thicker foam sock than what came on the older V2 Pro, so part of the change that you're hearing is coming from this alone. We can fix enough on the EQ side where this is not going to be an issue, so I'm going to put it back on so I can benefit from what it provides. And just like that, I'm back to the stock mic with the foam sock on. So now I'm going to switch to the V2 Pro microphone on this so you can hear what the exact same settings are in terms of firmware, EQ, etc., just by switching a physical microphone out. And this is what my voice sounds like on the new V3 Pro using the old V2 Pro microphone. It does sound a little bit more clear. This microphone is voiced differently, like I said, but I wanted to have an apples to apples comparison on the same firmware, so now I'm going to switch back to the V3 Pro mic. And just like that, I'm back to the V3 Pro mic with no EQ changes, but we can do EQ. So here is the default sound profile, and I'm going to just switch through these so you can hear the difference. Esports is going to lift the higher frequencies a little bit and drop the bass. And some people will like the esports profile. It does sound a little bit thin and lacking in body, but you can argue it sounds slightly more clear. The broadcast preset is voiced a little bit better for my voice, and to me it was the best of the three presets for my voice. And part of that comes from the lift in the higher frequencies, a reduction at 1K, and a little bit more bass warmth, which this really didn't need, but overall the tuning worked well. Now we can go to flat, and this is what it sounds like again with no changes. I'm going to customize this though to better suit my voice, in which I think a lot of people should mess with if you have a BlackShark V3 Pro and you want a more clear mic. The biggest thing hurting clarity of this guy is the higher frequency emphasis. So what we want to do is, you can lift 2000 hertz a little bit, but the big lift should happen at 4 and 8000 hertz. So I'm going to lift, let's go for 4 decibels here, 4 decibels here, and I'm going to go with 2 here on the higher frequencies, and I'm going to reduce 1K just a little bit from my voice because I come in a little hot, right about 1500 to 2000 hertz. So this voicing alone already makes me sound more clear. Now you can reduce some of the thickness of the mic just by taking some bass off in the low frequencies. So you can hear the difference as I'm going, that my microphone clarity is improving quite immensely. And if you want to add a little bit more warmth to your voice again, usually it's the 125 hertz or 100 hertz area. So I'm going to lift this back up, and now I have a custom EQ'd mic using the foam sock on the V3 Pro, and I'm benefiting from the other features it has, like the plosives, rejection, and all of that. Now we can push things a step further by using microphone enhancement. There's only one I typically prefer using, but I did want to show you the differences of all of them. One of them is volume normalization, which makes my voice noticeably louder, and to some people louder sounds better when it's really just making it louder. This is helpful if you are a person who talks very quietly and then shouts. This is the setting you want to use for gaming with friends if your level of intensity changes a lot when you're playing or even streaming. Vocal clarity is providing an additional EQ on top of your EQ. So if you don't really know what this is doing, just turn on the sound recorder in Windows, record yourself playing through all of these settings, and then just read out loud what your settings changes is, so you know what it's doing to your voice, and that way you find what works best for you. Vocal clarity to me does not work well for me at all in terms of my voice. The big one that I love though is this one, mic noise cancellation. The reason why I like it is because I am benefiting from these custom EQ settings, which make a huge difference on sound quality improvements. but now I get rid of all of the white noise hiss that a studio recording level soundtrack would hear. So if you are live streaming, if you're using this headset for a podcast, if you are chatting with your friends and you want the best possible sound to come through for your friends, mic noise cancellation anywhere from 20 to about 55 is money. And you get the benefits of everything. It even helps reduce background keyboard noise a little bit. So if I start typing, some of that comes through, if any. I don't know how much picked up because it's only set to 30 right now, but it's noticeably quieter than turning it off. So I think you can hear a little bit of a difference there. I'm going to turn it back on because I like not having the white noise. Voice gate is like an older version of noise cancellation, in my opinion. It basically just has a threshold of how it picks up sound. And if you turn this on and set it too high, it makes the mic very quiet and you lose a lot of what you're saying. So right now, voice gate is set to medium. And I'm talking quite loudly right now. I don't usually talk this loud when I play. I don't really like voice gate. It can help, but it really depends on your environment. I recommend just using mic noise cancellation, which sounds more natural. So in addition to all of this, the microphone side tone is better on the new model. It's basically real time, whereas the older V2 Pro had some delays there. So with that being said, I hope this video served as a good guide for you for getting the most out of your BlackShark V3 Pro, or if you were on the fence with getting one, I hope this helped address some of the concerns on the microphone performance. I'm not sure if Razer is going to be releasing any kind of firmware anytime soon or when, but at least I think with these changes, we're already much closer to where most people wanted to be. So I will be comparing the BlackShark V3 Pro to many other wireless gaming headsets, both in the mid to high-end range, because to me, this is still one of the more compelling options to consider out there. So be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you get told, or at least know when that video comes out. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you found it helpful. Stay safe, and I'll catch you at the next one. See ya.